So I was thinking back on my time in Marrakech, Morocco, and I was like, there are a few things that I wish I had known before I got there that would have made my trip a lot easier. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved my trip, and Marrakech was great. Like, when I landed, I felt like I was in the Bible. Like, there's so much history and old buildings around, it was amazing. And the riad I stayed in was like being inside of a genie's bottle, like straight up beautiful. I felt like a princess and I was staying in the cheapest room. But for instance, I wish I knew how serious tipping is there. And sure, they're probably targeting tourists more so when it comes to tipping, but I'm a tourist. I remember at one point there was a snake charmer in the middle of the square, and I went over there because I wanted to see what he was doing, and I see people with their phones out taking pictures, and I got there really late and I was fumbling with my camera, couldn't really take a picture. When he was done, he went around the circle and demanded a tip from everyone who was there, particularly if he took a photo. When he got to me, I had to literally show him my camera roll to prove to him that I did not take a picture. I was actually kind of scared because he was all in my face and he refused to believe that I did not have any images in my phone of his performance. And you know what? I get it if someone is entertained by a performance or if they take some photos, like it is polite to tip. But in the United States, you know, if you just walk away, that's kind of it. There, not so much. After that, I learned to just mind my business when I see a street performer. I just had to treat them like the guys who dance on the New York City subway. If I'm not trying to tip, I am looking down and minding my business. And again, this is probably more targeted at tourists. They assume that tourists have money, they're more likely to tip, and this really will happen anywhere. People are going to exploit tourists no matter where you go, but this level of aggression was very different. And it goes beyond performances. If someone gives you directions or helps you in any way, they're usually expecting a tip. Next, I also wish I knew about the henna hustle. Tell me how I was minding my business walking down the street when a woman stopped me and asked me if I wanted a henna tattoo. I was like, no, it's okay, no thank you. So she just starts conversation with me and we're talking, we're chatting, like I feel like we're really bonding. So at some point she goes, you know what, give me your hand. For you, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. So I'm like, okay, well, she said she'll do it for me. That sounds like a gift, right? Like she's just like, oh, I really like this girl. Let me just do this for her. Why she finished my whole hand and in the end was like, $20. Now, y'all, I was sitting there looking dumb, but I had to pay her. I wasn't about to look like I'm stealing from this old woman. And technically she did a service and did not say it was free. She was real smart with that hustle. Then I had to walk around with wet henna ink on my hand and it was getting on stuff and I was really annoyed. Then when I told the tour guide what happened to me, he was like, yeah, that happens. How much she asked for? I got, but I bet you it won't happen twice. Okay, now I also wish I knew that photos are kind of discouraged. Like the markets, the streets, the bazaars, they're all so beautiful, but people really don't like when you take photos of their stands or their stalls. Like on other trips, I've taken videos everywhere and it's no big deal, but particularly there, I was told to stop. Now, I'm not 100% sure why I wasn't allowed to take videos or photos, but I feel like a tip might have changed people's minds. But if there is a reason that I might not be thinking of that you might know, please let me know. Another thing I wish I knew was how to haggle, because I am not good at it at all. Like by the end of the conversation, I'm gonna probably be paying more. But everything there when it comes to purchasing things is about haggling. And I might have one good back and forth in me. Like you might be like $20 and I'll be like 15 and then you'll say no. And I'm gonna be like, all right, guess that's it. Needless to say, I was paying full price a lot. Now lastly, and this is something I realized pretty much as soon as I got there, I wish I knew that the line to exchange your currency at the airport would be forever long. Now, usually when I go on trips, I exchange my currency with the bank before I get there. But for certain currencies, you cannot do that with your bank. You have to do it when you get to the country, and Morocco is one of them. I was probably in line at the airport to exchange my money for at least an hour. Good thing I didn't have anything planned for after I landed, because if I did, I would have missed it. Like I said before, my trip was great and I would totally go back again. Those are just some things I wish I knew before I went there the first time. But now that I know we ready, I'm not finna get got with the henna hustle again.